So yeah, get yourself comfortable and just sit back or lie back and just feel the support of whatever you're sitting or lying on. Let it take all your weight. Just let it all go. This is your time to give yourself the much needed self-care of just letting go. Now bring your attention to your toes. You can wiggle your toes if you want. And just observe your toes. And I want you to move up to your ankles then. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting it all go. We're going to blow all the anxiety and stress away. We don't need any of it. We're going to come into the present. And if you think about it, in this moment in time, everything is fine. This exact moment, everything is just perfect. You're lying here, you're safe. There's nothing that needs to be done. And you feel good. I want you to move your attention now from your ankles to your shins and up to your knees. And just pause here. And give thanks for your knees. Your knees do a lot of heavy lifting. They have to support everything. When you're bending down to take the laundry out of the washing machine and you have to try and get back up again, the old knees, they know all about it. And you're there and they're trying to get strength to get back up again. So thank your knees for all the hard work they do. They're fantastic. And take a nice deep breath in. And let it all go. Blowing away all the stresses and strains. Now bring your awareness to your thighs and up to your waist. And just stay there for a minute. All is good. You've now released a lot of stress and strain from the lower part of your body. And we're going to start working our way up to the belly button. The itty bitty belly button. If you like, at any time after this, you could place a little bit of oil in your belly button, whether it be olive oil or sesame oil. Put it on your belly button. Almond oil is very good. A good quality olive oil is always good. I get mine from Greece. The shop down the shopping centre gets it in from Greece. And it's gorgeous olive oil. I sprinkle it on my bread with a bit of balsamic vinegar. And it is just delicious. Our insides need the oiling, right? To keep moving, right? Gets all stiff and stuff. You need the oil. And by putting it into your belly button, it seeps into your body and gives you the nourishment you need. Now we go from the belly button up to the ribs. And here you can feel the ribs expanding and relaxing. And if you want to put your hand on your belly and you take a nice deep breath in, you can feel the expansion of your belly and your ribs. And down again, exhale. Do this a couple of times. Breathe in and feel the expansion. Out. This expansion is coming from your lungs, and it expands your lungs and your rib cage, and it gets everything moving inside in your lungs. All your little bronchi and bronchioles, all get a little bit of movement, like a little massage. This is good to do these days because when we're spending so much time indoors, things can get hot and you can get lazy and you can get tired and you can get sitting in front of the TV and everything gets a little stagnant. So by doing a couple of deep breaths, even open the window and just do it out the window, deep breaths in and out, you get a bit more oxygen into the blood and into the lungs, okay? This is very good for you. Builds energy, gets rid of carbon dioxide, increases the oxygen, and everything flows a little better. Now move from your ribs up to your chest. And if you want to put your hand on your chest or over your heart, you want to give thanks to your heart. Your heart beats every day, 24 hours. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It works so hard to keep everything going. Pumps the blood around the body and back and around and up into the heart. And it's a lot of work, right? So you need to give thanks to your heart for keeping you alive, because if that stops, not good at all. So we need to give thanks to our heart for all the hard work it does. And as you breathe in, you'll feel your chest rising. Take another deep breath in and out. Then we move from our chest up to our neck. Making sure your neck is nice and relaxed. There's no tension in there. Sometimes you can find the emotions are so strong that you can't talk or you can't even swallow. It actually hurts, physically hurts. Emotions can be so strong that you can literally go, ouch, ooh. So breathing and relaxing and coming back into the present will help to relieve that stress and strain and tension out of your neck. And express yourself. Express your emotions. Work your way through them. And then you're coming up to your mouth and up to your nose and up to your eyes, and rest here at your eyes. Feel your eyes. How do they feel? Do they feel relaxed? Do they feel tight? Are they sore? Are they feeling tired? How are they feeling? You need to pay attention to how your eyes are feeling, because they will tell you very quickly if you need to rest. If your eyes are tired, you need to rest. I was going downstairs yesterday. No, it was this morning. I was going downstairs and Jim was taking a call and I was down and I was rubbing my eyes and he says, "Oh, you're tired." And I was only after getting up and I was coming down to just have a cup of tea and get a bit of porridge before I got dressed and stuff. And it's gas. Sam used to do the same when he was a baby. I always knew he'd rub his eyes when he was tired and I'd pick him up and I'd lay him down and he'd be gone in 2 seconds. It's your eyes that tell you very quickly what's going on with your energy levels. You go up to your eyebrows. How are your eyebrows feeling? Are they heavy? We give a lot of tension up here around our eyes because we kind of tend to crumple up our eyebrows and strain them, and you've all these you'll have these stress wrinkles on your eyes and stuff. If you give yourself a nice rub out from there on the eyebrows, just to say, okay, out you go. Off you go, stress and strain. Not the time yet for that. Off you go. Just give yourself a break. And then bring your attention up to the tip of your head. And from here, imagine an imaginary string that's going from your head up to the ceiling. It's pulling you upright so that you're there and it's just making everything, your shoulders could be tense, so it's loosening out your shoulders because it's separating your head from your shoulders, and you kind of, okay, let's drop my shoulders and let my head rise and stuff. And you take a nice deep breath in and breathe it on out. Hopefully now you feel more relaxed after that. Our bodies need that. We need to just give ourselves a little bit of a break. And when you're relaxing there, I'll just talk to you a little bit about your self-belief. And as I said before, we are really tough on ourselves, right? I call it the enemy within. It's in there and it's giving me a hard time and it's telling me things that aren't true and I'm believing it. And it's like, oh my God. And it's programmed, you're programmed from a very early age, from the get-go, really, And if you haven't had a supportive environment, you won't have a strong self-belief. You could have had a parent that was giving you heck. You could have a teacher who's giving you heck, nuns who are giving you heck, all sorts of things. And these all go into your head, and you're small and you're impressionable and you absorb these things. And as a result, you carry these self-beliefs through your life, and they have a terrible effect on you. With me, it was the nuns. So the nuns flipping love to pick on me. I was a bit of a free spirit, and I was loved to play outside and kick ball and all the rest of it. And sure, listen, if I was sitting beside a window, I'd be looking at the birds outside. And I don't know how much was going into my head, but it obviously wasn't an awful lot because I was more interested in being outside. I nearly watched the concrete rather than listen to what was going on inside. And my grades weren't great. And then they'd say to my parents, oh, she's not doing great or blah, blah, blah. And it basically gave me a self-belief that I wasn't very bright. And in my 20s, I would be still reacting to people who would say to me, oh, you're so stupid. And the word stupid used to just trigger me, and it wasn't till my mid-20s or so even that I started to tackle this kind of thing, where I kind of looked at it and said, right, okay. And I started to go to college and stuff, and I started to travel, and I started to travel more, I should say, and I started to do things that kind of proved to me that, okay, do you know what? It's not true, because any limiting beliefs you have, you can challenge them, right? And have a look and see what the hell is going on there. I believe that I'm not very good, or I'm not very good at that. Is there any proof behind it? Investigate. Is there any proof behind it? Because half the time it's us kind of thinking, oh, I wouldn't be any good at that. But have you ever tried it? I am a great believer in trying things for the first time. Firsts, I call them. And I love firsts. And when I was over in Canada there, my sister, my brother-in-law was chainsawing a tree down, and I was only a small little tree. And I said, oh, I'd love to do that. It was my child coming out, And my sister said, oh, why don't you? And I said, oh, no. And then I kind of stopped myself because I was working on being more aware of my reactions and stuff. And I just was there and I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. So I walked down the garden and I was going, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. I can do this, you know. So I went down the garden anyway. And it's only, I said, I'll just do one branch. They were whatever, couple of inches thick. I said, I'll do one branch and then I've done my challenge, say. And I have done it and I have done another first. So I went over to him anyway and I said to him, can I give it a go? Yeah, I said, you'll have to give me a few tips now because I've never even touched the chainsaw. So he gave me a couple of tips, whatever. And he said, do those first. So there was a couple on the ground. And I said, okay. So I did those. And then I went away I did one. And then that was it. That was the end of it. I don't know. It was actually quite heavy. But I built the belief in myself that I could actually do it. You know, whereas before I just said, oh no, I couldn't do that. You know, whereas there's a lot of things that we actually can do if we give it a go. And if we don't, at least we've tried, right? So that's important. Being inside your head, so Tony Robbins said, being inside your head is the worst place you can be. Being in your head, you will die or something, he said, because you're in your head and you're overthinking, right? Okay, and you're there and you're getting all caught up and you're just getting overpowered and overwhelmed and all the rest of it. Get out of your head and into your body. Okay, that's very important. And also what's very important is if you have a fixed kind of mindset, and like I was saying, Karen said to me, oh, why don't you try the chainsaw like you want to? And I said, oh, no, I couldn't do that. And that was kind of a fixed mindset. I automatically said, no, I can't. And then I kind of, oh, hang on a minute now. Hang on a minute. That's me doing my thing again. Let's be more flexible and let's have a look and see, can I do it? So off I went down and I did it. And that you need to be more flexible, open-minded and say, right, okay, you know, what's the worst that can happen? Did I chop a leg off or what? But no, you give it a try and you basically see how safe it is, and you know I got tutored and I knew what I was doing, so I didn't chop any legs off, so I still have all my legs. But basically I gave it a go and I did it safely. I had all my helmet, I had a helmet on and everything. It was gas, but yeah, so open your mind to different things and see, like, I mean, there's a couple of things that people did in here, like the knitting, the crocheting, the art, whatever, that we'd never done before, right? And if somebody said to me before we did this, oh, do you want to do an art class? I go, oh, I'm not great at the art now. But then we did it in here and it was like, well, it's not that bad, you know? And now we have a portfolio of all our little paintings and drawings and stuff. And we kind of look back on them. I was clearing out the other day and I saw Jim. I said, oh, my art thing is here. He said, show me that. And he said, did you do that? And I said, I did. And he said, I didn't think you were into art that much. And I said, no, I wasn't really before because I didn't know what I was doing, but now I know what I'm doing. So it's developing, you know. So I had to give it a try. So that's important, right? The other area that we touch off of before and which is vital is the inner voice and how we talk to ourselves, right? Okay, we have to become our own best friends. We have to be there for ourselves. We can't be giving ourselves a hard time. Sometimes we say, oh, it's so stupid to do that. Now, your brain doesn't know the difference, but when you're saying that, whether it's true or false, it believes it's true. So if you say that, your brain goes, okay, you know, I'll believe that. Whereas if you change your phrases, tweak them, and be more kind to yourself, you're feeding your brain better information, and then your self-esteem will grow. All right, and that's what we want. I'm not talented enough. I'm not good enough. I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm too this. I'm too that. We're always at it, like, you know. I remember Sam when he was younger. he would say, what height am I? And I'd say, oh, you're 6 foot. And he goes, oh, I don't want to be 6 foot. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. You're 5'8". And I had to tell him he was 5'8" for about 5 years, because he didn't budge. He was so much taller than all the other boys. So his belief at 6 foot was he's too tall. So I brought him down a bit. And he was happy then, because his self-belief was, okay, I'm whatever. Whereas, and then what I did was I worked on his self-belief that being tall is actually a very good advantage, because you can do X, Y, and Z. And I worked on his self-belief with that. And then eventually he got old enough that he knew how tall he was, because he went into other academies and stuff, and they actually told him the truth. And he was happy then, because he thought, oh yeah, his favorite midfielders were tall like him, so he was happy out. If you're saying to yourself, I'm not talented enough, you can say, I can improve with effort and practice. So anything you do that you are enjoying and you want to build on it, you can support yourself by positive self-talk, right? Tell yourself, oh, if I give this a go, I can be better at it. I was in an interview once for a job, and I was nervous going into the interview, and he said to me, it was a he and a she, and he said to me, well, can you do X, Y, and Z? And I said, I can. And then she said, can you do this thing called male merge, right? And I flipping dreaded male merge. And I said, yeah, I can. And I couldn't, right? I couldn't. But what my attitude was, I can learn it. I can learn it. So I told him that. And a couple of weeks later, when I actually had to do it, I could do it, because I taught myself, and whereas if I said, no, I can't, I probably wouldn't have got the job, right? Because it was an important part of the job, to be honest. So when it came up to doing it, I did it, and I was fine. But it took a long time to learn, because it's very tricky. There's about 9 or 10 steps to it, and you have to get them right, or else the whole thing goes to pot. I have the attitude. I'm not asking you to lie in interviews, and at this stage, none of us are going to be going for interviews. We'll just do our own thing. But to not stop ourselves from doing something that we really want to do because we think we can't do it. We'll give it a go, right? And we'll ask for help if we need it, and we'll see how it goes. You got to see how it goes. And what happens at the end of it, you get a huge feeling of achievement, right? Because you did it. You did it. You didn't think you could, but then you decided, right, I'll do it nice and slowly, step by step, and you get through it. And if you don't, you learn something. But if you get, all of that builds up your self-esteem, right? Okay, and your self-belief that you can do things if you just give it a try. Okay. And another thing you can say to yourself is, opportunities exist to improve my overall well-being. I prefer things to stay the same. That's a limiting belief. Okay. Whereas if you know the change is natural, and we can adapt and we can grow, right? Okay, it's all about adapting and growing and trying new things. Okay, we can reset our mindset. Okay, and by resetting our mindset, we can look deep into our beliefs and see which ones are real and which ones aren't, right? And you can get rid of your old beliefs, and you go, no, that's rubbish, not happening. That's the old me. This is the new me. I know I like to do this. I know I'm good at that. I know I can work at that and improve. I know I'm this. I know I'm that. And know yourself. Learning about yourself and knowing about what your likes and dislikes are helps enormously, because then you can drive yourself towards what it is you want to do. What do you like to do? Do you like to write? Do you like to swim? Do you like to read? Do you like to photography? Whatever you like to do, you can grow on that. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he's in my photography group, and he does all underwater photography, and he does some overwater too. But we were talking there, and I said, oh yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with this, that, and the other. And he said, okay, he says, once I'm over, he's doing exams at the moment for underwater. Once I'm over those in December, early December, I will get together and I'll help you out with that 1 hour, and I can give you loads of information on that. So it's Lightroom. I want to get, there's a few things I need to learn in Lightroom that I can't get my head around. So he's going to help me and get me through that. Because so I needed help. I needed to ask for help so that I could go through it without wrecking my head, you know. So it's important to be able to ask for help. So by resetting your mindset, right, you build your resilience, right, and your strength. Okay. And a couple of examples of that would be substituting one thing for another. Like, I made a mistake, is you can substitute with, I can learn from this. I gave up, I will use a different strategy. I can't do this, or this isn't working out. This is, I want to give up. Okay, let's try another way, would be your flip on that. And there's always another way. There's always to ask for help. You can go to plan B, but keep going towards what it is you want to do.